Hello everyone. In our previous class, we have observed the open cycle gas turbine with intercooling, in which we have seen that how intercooling improve the turbine efficiency, and we have also observed that because of the reduction of the temperature at constant pressure, the volume of gas is going to be reduced, and hence the work performed by the second compressor is also reduced. So in today's session, I would like to start new topic called the open cycle gas turbine with reheating. Now, what do you mean by reheating? You can say reheat is nothing but the heating of gas in two different stages by incorporating more than one combustion chamber. Okay, and ultimately reheating gives us the benefit of more work compared to the single stage turbine, and as the work output increase, but obviously the efficiency of gas turbine is going to be improved. Okay, so let's begin our session with the schematic here. Here you can say we have a reheating cycle, open cycle gas turbine with reheating, in which you can observe we have more than one turbine, HPT and LPT. HPT stand for the high pressure turbine, while the LPT stand for the low pressure turbine. Then after we have compressor, and we have two combustion chambers, CC1 and CC2. To understand the working of this cycle, just observe the diagram in which we have mentioned the different component and different point. Let's start our cycle with point number 1. Point number 1, at point 1, the air is supplied to the compressor. At the point 2 days, we have highly compressed air having high temperature and the high pressure. Now, this air is supplied to the combustion chamber number 1, which is located in between the high pressure turbine and the compressor. In combustion chamber number 1, the air is getting mixed with the fuel. Okay, and because of high pressure and high temperature of air, combustion initiated, and at the outlet of combustion chamber we have extremely high pressure, high temperature product, that is the mixture of the air and different gases that is generated because of the combustion. Now, this high pressure and high temperature gas are allowed to flow through the high pressure turbine. Okay, as they flow through the turbine, okay, turbine will produce the work, mechanical work I mean to say. Now this mechanical work is supplied to the compressor in order to run the compression. Initially it is started with the electric motor, but later on the whatever power that is generated by the high pressure turbine is directly supplied to the compressor, so that the compressor can run and compress more amount of air. Okay, clear to all up to this? Now you can say 3 to 4 days is the expansion process. Okay, after understanding this thing, you can say 3 to 4 days is expansion in high pressure turbine. From the point 4 days, again the low pressure and low temperature air is supplied to the combustion chamber number 2, where it gets mixed with the fuel, combustion occur, and at point 5 we have extremely high pressure, high temperature air. Now this air is supplied to the low pressure turbine, okay, and low pressure turbine produce the mechanical power which supply later on to generator to produce the electricity or for any purpose. Okay, clear to all? So here we have a theoretical aspect of open cycle gas turbine with reheating. Okay, so clear to all? What do you mean by reheating? You can say reheating is nothing but the use of more than one combustion chamber, and this combustion chamber ultimately provides the work saving opportunities. Okay. Now I would like to discuss the TS diagram for the same, but to prove the TS diagram you need to keep this system diagram in your mind, and you have to remember all the points. For example, let's say 2 to 3. You can say 2 to 3 is the combustion process. Then after 5 to 6 days is the expansion in low pressure turbine. Likewise, you need to remember this diagram in order to derive some of the mathematical models as well as to plot the TS diagram. So let's begin with the TS diagram. Open cycle gas turbine with reheating TS diagram. Okay, now in this diagram you can say 1 to 2 is ideal compression process during which the entropy remain constant while temperature and pressure is going to be increased. While 1 to 2 days is actual compression process which occur inside the compressor, okay, during which pressure increases from P1 to P2, you can say. Okay. After the compression, if you recall the system diagram, then you can say 2 to 3 is combustion process in combustion chamber 1. Okay, 2 to 3 is the combustion process which occur in combustion chamber number 1. So here you can say in this diagram 2 to 3 is ideal compression process, while 2 days to 3 is actual combustion process. Then after combustion chamber number 1, we have a high pressure turbine. Okay, so in this diagram you can say 3 to 4 indicate the ideal expansion in the turbine during which entropy remain constant. Okay, while 3 to 4 days indicate the actual expansion in the turbine. Okay, and remember one thing, whatever the work that is produced by the high pressure turbine is directly supplied to the compressor in order to compress more amount of air. Okay, then after 4 days to 5 is again combustion process which occur inside the combustion chamber 2, during which the pressure remain constant while the temperature is increased, because ultimately the combustion chamber is one form of heat exchanger, direct contact heat exchanger, where the fuel and the air getting mixed with each other in order to initiate the combustion. Okay, so ultimately the pressure remain constant inside the combustion chamber, okay, while the temperature is increased. So we need to plot one inclined path which show the rise of temperature but the pressure remain constant. That's why you can say 4 days to 5 is our actual combustion process, while 4 to 5 is our ideal combustion process. Clear up to this? Okay. Then after 5 to 6 is the expansion process which occur inside the low pressure turbine. Okay. So whatever the gases that are coming from the combustion chamber number 2 are directly allowed to flow through the turbine, so that turbine is capable of producing work. Okay. So during the flow work inside the turbine, pressure as well as temperature both are dropped. So here we need to plot one vertical downward line which indicates the expansion, and that is 5 to 6. Okay, 5 to 6 is the ideal expansion during which entropy remains constant, while 5 to 6 days is our actual expansion during which entropy increases. Okay, then after 6 to 1, or we can say 6 days to 1 is the process during which whatever the gases that are expanded from the low pressure turbine are directly thrown to the atmosphere. Okay, and pressure of the atmosphere but obviously remain constant. So you can say point number 6 days, 6 and 1. These 3 points are on the same pressure line. And that pressure is nothing but the atmospheric pressure. Okay, clear up to this? Okay. So whenever you are dealing with the TS diagram, at that time you need to keep the system layout in your mind. Okay. Without the system layout, you are not capable of producing the TS diagram. And once we have TS diagram with us, then and then we can proceed for the mathematical analysis. In this diagram, you can easily correlate one thing. For example, here we are incorporating the reheating cycle. With the use of the reheating cycle, you can notice that the area of the TS diagram is increased compared to without reheat cycle. Okay, and here you can say the area that is indicated by the points 4 days, L, 5 and 6 days. This much of area is increased because of reheating. And as the area increases, it means the net heat interaction increase. Net heat interaction increase. It means the net work obtained from the low pressure turbine is increased. And as the work increases, what of the efficiency is going to be increased. So it is all about the reheating cycle. Just by visualizing TS diagram, you are capable of concluding the thing very easily. Okay. Now I would like to discuss some of the mathematical equations. Here you can see in ideal cycle, if we consider no losses, then whatever the work that is produced by the high pressure turbine is utilized to drive the compressor. So mathematically you can say Cp T3 minus T4 days is equivalent to Cp T2 days minus T1. Okay, mathematically you can say like this. You can see this. Okay, that the compressor work must be equivalent to the high pressure turbine work, because ultimately we are using high pressure turbine to drive the compression. Okay, so mathematically you can write this type of expression Cp of A, or you can say Cpa into bracket T3 minus T4 days is equivalent to Cpa T2 days minus T1. Okay. Then after, in this diagram, the heat supplied to the combustion chamber is nothing but the summation of heat supply in individual combustion chamber. Here we have two combustion chamber with us. So heat supply, total heat supply is equal to heat supply in combustion chamber number 1 plus heat supply in combustion chamber 2. Okay, so total heat supply is given by, for unit mass, Cpa T3 minus T2 days plus Cpa T5 minus T4 days. Okay. Then after, the work output of low pressure turbine is given by Cpa T5 minus T6 days. Okay, where T5 is the entry temperature of gas and T6 days is the leaving temperature. Okay, so it is all about the reheating cycle. Okay, just reheat cycle provide the work development opportunity just by incorporating one extra combustion chamber. Okay, so reheating is one of the techniques by which we are able to improve the work output of the turbine. Okay, and as the work output of the turbine increases, what obvious, the efficiency of the plant is going to be improved. So it is the second technique by which we are able to improve the efficiency of turbine. So it is all about the reheating cycle. Okay, clear? Now in our next session I would like to start the regeneration cycle, but keep both the cycle that are intercooling and reheating cycle in your mind for the thorough understanding of the regeneration cycle. So it is all about the regeneration. Thank you.